In five, four, three, two. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Lamar Walden, host of Black Men Matters podcast, and I'm with my other host, my boy Alonzo, and my other host Steven. DJ Scuba Steve is in the house. We're missing one brother on this lovely morning. Leroy, he couldn't make it, but he sends his love as always. Big ups to Leroy. Hey, until next week. Listen, today is a special. By the time this show premieres, it's gonna be a special day, y'all. It's gonna be a special day. Y'all know what that day is? What's Mother's Day? Y'all see it on the bottom of the screen? Come on. So we want to officially, as black men, as sons, say to the mothers, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Listen, we are once again, we are black men, and we got black moms, right? We can say that. We got some black mamas. Your mama black, right, Steven?
Last time I checked.
Yeah, right. Your mama black, Alonzo.
Far as I know, yeah.
Yeah. And I know Leroy mama black because he black. Leroy black. So I know his mama black. Right? So he gonna kill me when you see this. But we got some black beautiful mothers, and we're just here today on Mother's Day just to pay tribute to our black mothers and to some black mothers that have impacted us through sitcoms and movies. Like when you think of black mothers in on the big screen, on the small screen, who you think about, Steven?
Aunt Viv.
Janet
light
Hubert.
skin and dark skin.
Listen, we gonna pay respect to Daphne Maxwell Reid too, because she's still black. You know what I'm saying? She on the line of persuasion. But she's still black. And Janet Hubert, as we know as dark skin and Viv, which speaking of that, that's very disrespectful, is it not? Like it's just rude to even though that's the differentiations. That's my word. Differentiations of the two Aunt Vivs, the dark skin Aunt Viv and the light skin. But you can clearly just say either the OG and the new G, or the first and the second. We ain't got, because they both black women, right? They both black mothers, whether the tone of their skin is different, whether they look like this or whether they look like this. It's still black. You hear me? It don't matter what color you is. We all black when the lights go out. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cole Brown. You feel me? So it's one of those things where I never really liked that comparison with them. I have had the privilege of interacting with Janet Hubert on Instagram because she has an Instagram page and she posts a lot for her fan page. She controls it, and she posted a clip of where all the sisters, Jennifer Lewis and all the aunties, used to come in the house and diva, and I asked her, was that improv or like what? And she was like, yeah, it was. Like that was something that we had came up with, and she responded back to me, and that was like a real cool thing to interact with, Viv, you know what I'm saying? And I've always said, I'm gonna say it here today, that I desperately would love to interview you and sit down and talk with you, my black
queen. That would be really dope.
Just come on the Black Men Podcast. Come on the Black Men Matters Podcast. Come on.
Influence. We need you.
Yes, come on here. We can bring on black strong women on this thing. So Janet Hubert, Alonzo, who do you think about? Janet Hubert and Daphne Maxwell Reid, my bad. Two Aunt Vivs. Alonzo, who do you think about when you think about our black sitcom or movie moms? Who come to your mind?
Definitely like I said, Florida Evans, Harriet, from Family Matters, them, and Police Rashad, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the three that I definitely think about when in terms of TV
Rashad.
moms.
Yes, Lord.
I would say, what's Michelle Ralph?
Oh, Aunt D.
Aunt D, she gets a mention in this too.
Listen.
She gets a mention in this too.
Oh yeah.
Listen, Shirley Ralph. Shirley Ralph was, and that's another person that I interacted with on Instagram. Instagram is crazy for that. Like celebrities are actually involved. Like I quoted, I posted a picture of her during, I think it was around Mother's Day, and I said Shirley Ralph was the first Black stepmother to ever be on TV.
Yeah.
She represented the stepmoms, and she responded back, "You're so right." That's what she said. She said, "That's right."
I didn't think about that. You know what? That is very true.
Yeah, man.
True.
She was the first Black stepmother. So shout out to Shirley Ralph, man, who just won an Emmy award for Abbott Elementary. She won an Emmy. Yeah, I think she got an Emmy.
Sure did.
Recently for Abbott Elementary.
Let's take a second and clap it up for her.
Right, round of applause for her, man.
Shirley Ralph is, first of all,
I love Abbott Elementary. I love that show.
Shout out to Quinta Brunson. Shout out to Quinta Brunson. I don't know if she's a mother, but she's a Black queen, right? You got money. That's what she started, bro. That little Vine, he got money from that to producing, writing, starring, director, whatever her own show, bro. Like, man. So Quinta Brunson, Shirley Ralph, the original Dream Girl. You know that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Shirley, you know who else is an original Dream Girl, who is the mother of all Black mothers when it comes down to movies. Come on now.
Miss Loretta Devine.
With the Loretta Devine. Come on now. Original Dream Girl. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. And we can't talk about mothers without talking about Miss Jennifer Lewis. The incomparable Jennifer Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Listen, all of these women are in their 60s and 70s, bro. Our mothers are in their 60s, bro. Like, these are strong Black women. Your mom, the who's watching and who's listening, is a strong Black mother, or Latino mother, or Spanish mother, or Mexican. You got a strong mom, no matter what color, creed, nationality. We celebrate all mothers on today.
Yep.
You feel me? We celebrate all mothers. You feel me, Alonzo?
I feel you. And I won't
feel me. Go ahead, bro.
I want the people to understand, we mentioned the celebrities, and please don't nobody get it twisted. We do that because this is what we grew up watching. Not only are they kind of critical to our lives, our real mothers are too. So don't think we're just praising celebrities and things of that nature. Just people understand when we mention them, they understand. Like, yeah, these were the moms we watched, and then of course our mothers too. So it's across the board. Whether it's a character or real life, this is just something that we're doing. So please don't think we're just praising celebrities and that's what it's all about. That's not the case here. That is not the case. That's just it's just what we saw and grew up with.
It's our upbringing. It's who we learned from with our mothers. You know what I'm saying? These were what our mothers emulated. Our mothers loved these women and have watched these women and grown up with these women as well. And we lost Miss Esther Roll a couple of decades back. But everybody else is still alive and well and still working. And our mothers are still alive and well and still working. Listen, I am blessed to still have my mother because as you know, Alonzo, we almost lost her in 2020. And it's a thing to where knowing that you could have lived a life without your mom, the one that birthed you, the one that nurtured you and fed you and clothed you and kind of is responsible for who you are today. That's a that's a strange process to know that even though it's going to happen, but I'm prepared in a way now because I've had that experience. My mom had congestive heart failure back in 2020, and I found her unconscious. I found her; she was gone, and I was, um, just God within me, and with the help of the brothers that were there fixing the AC unit. I was able to give her mouth to mouth CPR.
Resuscitation.
Yeah, and I was able to breathe life back into my mother to where she was able to breathe on her own once the ambulance got there. But my mind, bro, I had PTSD, and I was out of it for at least 2 years after that. And even the process of meeting my wife and leaving the home and having I didn't leave the house after that for a long time because I was, so scared of coming back home and finding her laying lifeless again, and I had to, pray and ask God to help me with that. And she's come such a long way and has been able to see 3 birthdays since then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so to know that I have a strong mother, that lady's so strong. To know that she walks pretty much every day when she can, and she's active on her job, and she's walking, and she's eating right and going to her doctor visits. She's doing what she needs to do, and she's making sure that all of her kids, the one thing that she wants from her kids. I have 2 sisters, older than the baby, I'm the only boy, like I said on the last episode. She's the one that's the one to make sure that we're good, you know. And I always want to make sure that she's good. I want to make sure that she's good because we just want to do the best, possible honor and to show. Listen, with my life, I'm honoring you because you gave your life for me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be out here as a bum, or I don't want to have a failed marriage, or I don't want to have, be out here without a job. And because what does that say about you if I'm out here, not representing you the way that I know how to, the way that I should? Like speaking of what you just said, Alonzo, let's speak on our mothers real quick. Like let's honor and let's show reverence to our mothers. Let's lift them up real quick, because it's Mother's Day. And this is not just any other holiday. This is specifically we're gonna have Father's Day coming up in June. That's around my birthday. And so we're gonna have a specific day for that. But today we're gonna celebrate Mother's Day. So anybody want to jump in and just shout out their mom real quick?
Mm. All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm definitely gonna shout out my wife, Courtney,
Come on
who
now,
is a super mom.
she a mother.
She a mother, man, and she does her thing. Also she's on there's a link I'm gonna probably try and share.
Yes,
Supermom, and currently she's in 3rd place, so I'm gonna try and share it in the group and everything. If y'all want to share it, post it around because it's voting for Supermom. She's 3rd place. They get she gets if she wins, picture in a magazine and a trip, and I think she wins cash prize. But yes,
Okay.
she is a Supermom through and through, man. Like I wouldn't know what I'd be doing right now if I didn't meet her. So definitely shout out to Courtney, baby. I love you. If you see the live, I love you. Also, too, My grandmother, unfortunately, she's not here anymore. Miss Christine King. Boy, if that lady, what I don't know what I'd be doing. That lady hadn't took me in. Tough woman, man. Tough woman. Old school. Wonderful, just all around good heart. Took me in, raised me up as her own. You know, um, don't know where I'd be without her. And I'm always my biological mom, Miss Shalana Lamb. Mom, I love you. I know, given that situation, you're still my mama. I love you. You are an amazing person. I would love for y'all to meet. If ever chance happens, y'all can meet her, man. Always laughing, carrying on, good times, man. We talk almost every chance we get. Text her every morning, man. She's an amazing person. I know she was young, and given the circumstance that took place, I don't hold no grudge. Mama, I love you. You know it. You are definitely a super mom. And Miss Deborah Williams, she's another super mom. Tough lady, man. Don't pull no punches. You know, she gonna tell it like it is. You know, and that's just what it is. Another, that old school mom, that's gonna give it to you raw, but she gonna nurture and love you at the same time too. You know, I came into this family as an outsider, not knowing how it would be. She took me in on like, I guess, took a chance on me. Here we are, man. Those are my super moms in my life who are very important to me. Deborah Williams, Shalana Lamb, Christine King, Courtney Lamb. I love y'all. Y'all are the super moms in my life. I love y'all.
That's, man, shout out. That's a shout out. Deborah Williams is my auntie. That's my oldest auntie, my mother's oldest sister, and that lady is a light, and she has a story on her. And one day I might write that story and turn it into a movie if she don't turn it into a book first, because her story is really amazing, very much so. Um, Stephen,
Um, I'm gonna try to get through this without getting emotional.
go ahead,
It
man.
took me a second too, bro. Take your time. Take your time.
Um, Let me start off with my grandmother, because my grandmother was not just a matriarch to me, but a matriarch to like everyone that was in the neighborhood that she used to live in. She used to live like not far from where me and you work at areas. Um, right off of Ninth Avenue, right in the green apartment. Like that was
Mm,
like the mecca of where I grew up. And anybody that knows me knows that my grandmother was my Batman to my Robin. Like she used to like take like literally take care of me, and whenever I be sick, nurture me back to health, would spoil me rotten. Uh, she's severely missed. Severely missed. She's the one that instilled in me a lot of my ways today of just being a righteous person, a, a, a father, um, just trying to be a all around great person. So without her, there is no me. There is no me whatsoever. So she so once again she's severely missed. Um, my mother, Dolores Williams Hannah, that lady there has also within did was basically the product of my grandmother. She was the product of her mother. So when my grandmother passed on, my mom took it pretty hard, but she she held her she mustered up the strength to keep going and try to push forward and see her children push through. See,
It's all right. Take your time. It's okay.
my mom has been through a lot. She's she as you guys know, I have sickle cell, so she has the trait.
Got you.
Wow.
So,
Oh man.
and not only that, a few years ago, she found out she has diabetes. So she she goes through a lot every day, even up to today. Not only that, from losing my grandmother and just life's problems, she suffered a stroke. So she's she's a very like her and my grandmother. I don't know any other woman that's like strong and that could just keep going and keep pushing. Like my work ethic comes from her, my grandmother, and my stepfather. Like my work ethic to even though you're sick, even though you're going through something at home, before you go through those doors at work, you wipe that off your face and you go handle business. Before you go perform in front of hundreds or thousands of people, whatever at home, leave it home, wipe that off your face, and go put on a great performance.
Right.
So with that being said, to my mom, I love you to death, lady. I appreciate you. You mean the world to me. No matter what we go through, good or bad, or indifferent. And as for my grandmother, Luella Howell, I love you. I know your spirit is with me because I feel you every day.
Hmm.
I love you. Thank you for being around me and just hugging me spiritually.
You know, that was very heartfelt and very touching. Y'all talking about grandmothers. I reference Alonzo a lot because he family and he's been around long enough to have experienced our grandmother, um, Ollie Pearl Haynes.
Yeah, I got to meet her
Ollie
one
Pearl,
time.
Ollie Pearl, strong. Yeah, before she passed, you had just came down.
Yeah, I was on the
She
first time.
passed. Yeah, she passed in 2012. Um, the
Same
morning,
year my grandmother passed.
really, the
Yeah.
morning of my
Oh,
birthday, Stephen. She passed the morning of my birthday, and I woke up to the news, and took some time to process what this means. For you to pass on my birthday, and God spoke to me and said, she may have died in the flesh, but spiritually she was reborn on your birthday. And so now I share my birthday with her every year. And whenever it's my birthday, I post her picture every year on my birthday. Her name was Ollie Pearl, and my birthstone is a pearl. So um, that connection, that lady, I, in her last years, in her last days, she lived with us before she transitioned. She lived with my auntie Deborah and Courtney and them. She lived with my sister, but in her last days, she lived with us. And I got that lady to do something that I would have never gotten her to do in my younger years. I got her to watch wrestling. I got her to watch Medea, you know, and just having that time to bond with her before she was bedridden um, was special, you know. And Ollie Pearl Haynes to my mother-in-law, my one and only, my first and my last, hopefully, mother-in-law, um, Patricia Young. That lady is so similar to my mother. It's scary. When I say I got a double dose of the same person, you know, and the sweetest will give you the shirt off her back, literally, instantly, no question. She has done so much for me in these last almost 3 years, and she's saved my life because she before I had my lung surgery, before I was uh, almost in a diabetic coma, she had told me to go get a checkup uh, some months previous. This was in 2022, before I met you at Wawa. Before I got the job, I had woken up to a pain, a sharp pain, and it was my lungs. And she had told me previously to, get my health in order and get a checkup and everything like that. And just trying to speak life. You got a lot of promise and a lot of purpose and a lot of dreams that you want to see happen, and you take care of yourself, son. And I was much heavier than I am now. Alonzo can attest to it. Um, Even going into the hospital and coming out, I had lost a lot of weight, due to the diabetes and having to be put on a certain diet, which is why I'm trying to get back to where I was with my health. Um, because you realize, man, with seeing how much our mothers and the women in our lives have sacrificed, we as the men, we owe it to them to be here to live out the legacy that they leaving behind. And so I owe a debt of gratitude to my mother-in-law and my mother, who was there pretty much every day with me at the hospital, along with my fiance. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time, but she's my wife now. I knew, just to honor my wife a little bit, I knew in that moment, in that year, during that time, that she was going to be my wife when I was in the hospital. Um, and hopefully one day, with God's grace and mercy, that she becomes the mother of my first and only children. Um, but we do got a dog, so she's a fur mother. So happy Mother's Day to her as well. But we all have strong women in our lives, that are mothers, whether they're aunts or sisters or grandmothers or mother-in-laws. We all represent. I know Leroy has a very strong mother and an even stronger wife. Um, they've all experienced life far greater than we can ever imagine, and just the sacrifice that they have, giving of their bodies, giving of their time, giving up their efforts and their energy, and just to either make us happy, or the children happy, or their jobs. It's our duty to give back and to do what we need to do as men. You know, because just as much as black men matters, black women matter.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
You know, and we're nothing without them. So thank y'all for sharing that. Thank y'all for sharing those.
Also, one more
Stories.
thing.
Go,
One more
go ahead.
thing. Also, right now, my my stepfather's mom, his mother, which is my grandmother, she's she's not doing too well. So she's in the last chapters of her story. But she's been a great matriarch to me as well, and my family. Like I have a huge family, huge family. But Martha, Hannah, I also want to say I love you as well, and happy Mother's Day, as well as my grandmother on my father's side of the family that I just found out that I have, that
Yeah.
I've always known about, Pearl Thorpe. I love you too. Happy Mother's Day.
Right.
Happy Mother's Day. Listen, y'all, I love y'all, man. I got some questions that I want to throw out to y'all, and this is also questions for the audience watching and listening to answer. But we're gonna answer these questions, and then we're gonna salute the mothers the best way that we know how. First question on the table is one thing that your mother instilled in you. One thing that your mother instilled in you. Who want to go first?
Um, I mean, I guess
Uh,
I'll go first.
hmm?
Um,
Go ahead, Steven.
my mother, my mother, basically, like I said before, she would she would make sure to instill in me the importance of taking care of yourself. Like because she was a dental hygienist for the Department of Health for Broward County, and she would work with AIDS patients.
Right.
And some days I would go to work with her, and she would show me her patients, have sometimes have me talk to her patients from yay high, even though I didn't understand at that time, all the way until the point of high school, having me talk to these different walks of life, and them telling me their story about how they contracted a disease that they can't get rid of, and to make sure to take care of yourself, to just protect yourself when you're courting or dating a woman, or anyone at that matter. She would basically let me see from myself, learn from observation what I needed to do as a young man one day when I have those feelings for a woman, what I need to do for myself. And would always, even when I wasn't having sex or anything or doing anything sexual at that time, would bring home condoms and just make sure that I'm protected and safe.
Wow,
So she instilled that within me.
wow, wow. Alonzo.
Uh, I think just being, just kind and being being humble and everything. Just she was always you know at the home. It was like I said, the old school. She was home. She worked before, but then she would she stayed home cooking and taking care of the house and everything, and just making sure I was good. Whatever I needed, she got it for me. She always made sure I was okay. And just it's still to me just being an all around, just humble guy, just to be respectful. You know, even though I had my flaws, she would she was just a rare jewel, man. Just to make sure that to keep me out the streets. She didn't tolerate the she didn't tolerate that being out there being disrespectful, and it wasn't so much as just teaching me. It's just what I saw and I absorbed as a kid. What I took in. I just emulated like how she would be, and just reserved, and you know always smiling nice, things of that nature, man, because she she was crucial to my life, very, very, very important part of my life, and I think that's why I am the way I am today, because I'm that yes ma'am, no ma'am, no sir, yes sir type. I still I sometimes time I don't do it. It's not on, it slips, but there's a lot of times I do that, and it just rolls off the tongue. Being living in the country, and that
Yeah.
that type of country upbringing,
Yeah.
and
Certainly.
it's so that's what's missing, in the world today. She would, she bust my behind when it need when needed. She get on me when needed, but man, that woman would love on you to no end. Like you like say, she give you shirt off your back. She loved you to no end. Important part of my life who's no longer here, unfortunately, and it's. Give me a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's why Mother's Day for me is kind of touchy in a way, because you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just being humble, man. Just to being loving and kind and respectable person. Some of the things she put instilled in me.
And how long has it been?
It's been probably about 7 years. Courtney was still pregnant with Scenario, because I she was on the deathbed when I came back to visit. So that was
Yeah.
hard. That was hard. Oh man, that was hard. And she was still pregnant with her when I saw her. She was sleeping. Right before we left, she was sleeping, because she would perk up a lot of times when they said she had sundowners and kind of an Alzheimer type state. She would perk up so quick when she saw me. And before we left, she was sleeping peacefully. Get home, get the call. And excuse my language, that kind of fucked me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah, man. And it's so crazy that Scenario wasn't even born then, and you had a daughter.
Her first
You had
great
a
grand.
yeah, yeah, man, yeah, man. Um, yeah, we my mother, um, to this day, she taught me a strong work ethic. That lady works over time she'll be off. Lady, you off? Why you at work? They called me in,
Mm.
you know, and me and my sisters would be not livid because we understand. You living by yourself, you gotta pay your bills. You're not retired yet, so but it'll be the time where you need to, especially when she had just came out of rehab. First of all, that lady when she came out of rehab, you talking about you think a normal person would use the wheelchair and use the walker. Child, she came home.
Own it.
Majesty came home. She said, "I don't need this." It was walking on her, and what can I say?
Said the heck with
What
that
can I say?
wheelchair.
The heck with that. The hell with it, right? And what can I say about the healing power of Jesus, the healing power
Oh
of
yeah.
God? If you feel like you don't need this walker, who am I to say use it, right? And that's what she instilled in me, a strong work ethic, a strength like none other, like none other, and just a determination that when you set your mind to something, finish it, complete it. Don't start it if you ain't gonna do it.
Exactly.
Right.
that's what she taught me. If you're gonna do something, if you're gonna start something, don't waste your time or anybody else's time.
Exactly.
I never saw her do that. I've never seen her waste her time or anybody else's time. Because when she did something, she did it to her best ability, and she did it with a purpose. You know, to this day. And again, I'm blessed to be celebrating, 65 years of her life, 35 years with my mother this year, because it ain't promised. It
Nope.
ain't, and it ain't gonna be forever, right? We know that. We know that just life that we live, it ain't gonna be forever. Um, let's let's try to get through these questions, man, because we can stay there.
Oh
We can
yeah.
stay there. Um, Second question: where is your mother-son relationship at now as a grown and married man? Alonzo, we can start with you first.
Um. Well, my biological mom, we've established a good relationship thus far. Um. Like I say, I text her every morning. I call her, talk to her for a brief moment. She's always in good spirits. She even though at the young when I was a kid, it wasn't really there because you didn't really talk at that time. But when I went back to see her, man, it was like nothing, like we never, like it was no tension, no issues whatsoever. We've always, in the few times we went and visited, man, we'd have a good time and just talk. And it's a wonderful relationship. I mean, I love her to the utmost. I know, given the situation, I don't bear a grudge. I love her. Everything is wonderful, man. My mother-in-law, you know, like I said, when I first came in, I was nervous. With my mother-in-law, I was kind of nervous. I didn't know what to expect. And it's good. I mean, we gotta, work out kinks here and there, but my mother-in-law, man, I don't see her as my mother-in-law. I see her as my mama. You know, I don't use the in-law thing anymore. I don't like, man,
Yeah,
you see my mama,
That's mama.
and we have a good relationship. She's there, to give advice and whatever she needs to give. Whether I want to, it's true, whether I want to hear it or not, you're gonna give it to you. And like I said, my grandmother, that was an excellent one too. You know, before I got married. No, I was married. Then I was already married. That was a wonderful relationship right there too. even into her years when she was going down in health. We'd always sit down and talk. Before I moved here, we'd always sit down and talk, watch wrestling, I'm watching shows with her in the living room and stuff like that. That was some good memories, man. And no, that's relationships are good. Is there room for improvement? Yes. But as a married man, the relationships are great.
That's awesome, Steven.
Um, with my mom, our relationship is pretty good. It's really really good. Like as a man, being able to speak and have an open communication with my mom. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm having like things that I don't agree with, I can be able to speak and be heard, and for her to respect my mind and my word, and 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 just be able to give me good feedback. It really makes me feel good. So our relationship is great because if there's anything that I feel that I've been wronged or anything thing like that, she doesn't talk to me like I'm 16, or she doesn't chastise me like with with other situations, like some of my friends and associates that they talk to me about their mom and their relationship with their mom as an adult. Me and my mom, we actually communicate, and we actually talk to each other like an adult son and mother. And but as
Wow.
for my mother-in-law, it's gonna need some fixing. It's gonna need some fixing. But she's an elderly woman. She's in her 70s. So there's a a major age gap there to where she doesn't understand the ways of the world or how things work
Different time. Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like she's still living in the year of yesteryear, but she's a very very sweet woman. She respects me as a man, and but it's some things that just some of the kinks that need to be worked out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's normal. And I think the great thing that you said about you and your mom is that she respects your mind and your word. That was great. She respects your mind and your word. Um, my mother, I think our relationship has definitely grown over the years from when I was a little boy, a teenager, early 20s, and now that I'm in my, oh Lord Jesus, mid 30s. Woo! But, but
We
I
both got brothers.
man, because Alonzo 40. Um,
Not
you
yet.
know,
I'm gonna get you, man. try to put me out there.
ah,
I'm not 40
yeah.
yet, y'all. All right, I'm not there. So don't even
It's okay.
don't disregard
It's
that. We're
okay.
gonna edit that out. We're gonna edit that out.
We
All
gonna
right.
yeah we gonna we
No, nope. The bald head and the gray beard says different.
Hey. I am gray. I'm
man.
gray. All right.
My bad. Just had to drink some lemonade, bro. A lot of tears going on. Um, but our relationship have definitely increased over the years by just me understanding her better. Like, I know who she is, and that started in my 20s. I had to realize this is who your mother is, and you gotta You gotta take her for who she is and where she is and where she's been, and not judge that. You know. And so knowing all of her upbringing and her experiences through life, you kind of say, oh, okay, I get why this is that now. Okay, I get why you had to do it this way. I get why, raising three kids by yourself is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like that's a different time. You know, and so I respect her so much more now that I'm a married man. You know, wanting to have kids of my own, having a different type of outlook, a different perspective, a different experience. Our relationship has become, like you said, Stephen, adult son and mother, to where our conversations, she be child, it's it get to that point, when we gossiping,
Mm-hmm. It's a
you
little bit
know,
more colorful. A little bit
right,
more
right. Let
colorful.
me let me tell you, and you be like, girl, what? you know, but to have that freedom with your mother,
Yeah,
is a blessing, because again, we don't know when that time is going to come where we can't hear the phone calls and we can't hear the voicemails and we can't get the text messages and we can't do the visits to the home, and it's going to come that time.
yeah,
That's a ignorant thing to digest, man. Like, it's so dumb, but it's something that we gotta accept in order to move on with their legacy. You
yeah,
you you can't dwell into the fact that all things pass away. You know,
yeah.
all things
Yeah.
has to pass away. Um, but
On
with
that
that,
note, on
go
that
ahead.
note, there's a saying that I heard
Hmm.
where this king had wanted a ring, and his ring maker gave him a ring where he wanted a ring to make him happy in hard times and make him sad in happy times. And and the ring said, "This too shall pass. No matter if it's good or bad, this too shall pass."
Mm, wow, wow, and that's good. That's Bible, and that's a good word. This too shall pass. You're not going to stay in the moment forever. And that season can be long, that season can be short, but you're not going to stay in that season forever. Summer don't last always. Spring, winter, fall, trouble don't last always. And in order to be happy, you got to have something happening. So the best thing to have is joy,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And not to be preachy, but the joy of the Lord is your strength, right?
yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
it's to be encouraged. Like, and this goes out to anybody that has lost a mother, lost a grandmother, lost a mother figure. Whether you're adopted and you never knew your mother, um, be encouraged. Be encouraged, especially to the young mothers that didn't have the example. Be encouraged. You know, teach yourself, learn. I learned about fatherhood not just by watching the men in my church, but by watching, the Philip Banks and the Carl Winslows, and the dare I say the Cliff Huxtables, the Bill
James
Cosbys,
Evans.
you know James Evans. Well,
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was, he was that stern. He was very stern. When he whooped that boy, in that room, he gave him the Big Mac,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Man.
right? But and again, we can go into the fathers, in a month or so. But we have that example, and to all the again the new mothers, happy Mother's Day. Don't allow the loss of your mother to damage the relationship with your children. Because you
Right.
being a mother, you getting that blessing as being someone's mother, that is a gift that not everyone has. That is a gift that not everyone receives. That is a gift that not everyone can accomplish, right? And so that's just an encouraging word for anybody out there. Last question. This is a big one, you guys. I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out what can I hit y'all in the face with, and this last one. Listen, this last one. Here we go. And let's not for those who are watching or listening, the question is, did you marry your mother? And let's not be ignorant. That
Right.
means, did you marry someone that is resembles the personality, the character traits of your mother? you know and I
So
know for me.
let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Lamar,
Yeah,
you
go
go
ahead.
first.
Okay, I know for me, I tell Amber all the time, man, you just like Marjestine. You remind me so much of Marjestine, and it's her hard work, it's her determination, it's her stubbornness, it's her will that reminds me so, her work ethic that reminds this girl has been home, like with an injury, a foot injury, and 3 days off work, but still working. Ain't been doing much relaxing, and she working, up walking on a sprained foot. Girl, if you don't sit your behind down, I can't. I gotta keep moving. You know, that's my mother.
Right.
And I married that. I married that. What I grew up with and have seen and witnessed and experienced. I married that, and never thought I would. Never thought I wanted to. Because my mother got on my nerves at a point in time in my young life.
Right.
As teenagers, our mothers always get on our nerves as young black men. Man, you don't understand what I'm going through. You ain't a man. You ain't a black man. You don't know. The world is against me. And we got that issue as growing up in adolescence, and trying to feel ourselves, and we end up smelling ourselves, as they say, as the older people say, and
Yeah.
and we give them a hard time. But that's who Amber is. Amber is Marjestine. So it was no surprise when they met. It clicked instantly, you know. And so yeah, I think in a lot of ways I married my mother.
Okay. So you want to go?
Yeah, well, I'll go. I would say Courtney's more unique individual. I mean, I won't say she was any resemblance, like personality wise, to my mom or my grandmother. Um, she's a humble person. She grew up, in the church. Um, you don't know Aunt Honey. She more resembles
Mm,
personality wise Aunt Honey. That's
mm.
who she takes on. She's like
Sweet
Aunt
lady,
Honey. Oh man, that was the sweetest woman in the world. God rest her
sweet lady.
soul. That was the sweetest woman in the world. That name she gets that name honest.
Yes.
Ernestine Dixon. Aunt Honey was what everybody referred to her. That's who Courtney is. The most loving person, man. She has a Courtney's. She can be stubborn times too, but that's just a we're humans. You know,
That's human nature.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
we have our flaws like everybody else. But when she met my grandmother, my mom, they loved her instantly. They already in the short time that she got to meet my grandmother, she loved her instantly. There was no resentment whatsoever. My mom loved her. She asked about her all the time. Everybody loves her. Courtney is one of them people, man. She is the diamond in the rough that she don't expect crazy over the top stuff. Simple, you know. That's who she is. She doesn't think that way. She's nurturing. She's gonna make sure you're good. Everything. She's gonna tell you the truth. She ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Tough woman, man. Tough woman. She's been through a lot. You know, if damn near I would say lifetime movie worthy type of life. And I don't know that don't take that as a downplay. Just the things she's been through. I can't go through right now because it's too much to say, but she's been through a lot that it could have went a whole nother way. That she didn't let it steer her into a wrong direction. But man, look, you don't have to do much to make her happy. Simple. You know, she'll more or less fuss me out for buying extravagant things, you know, and as opposed to just being easy, just simple with it. That's the thing I love. She is like a version of our honey. That's what I could say. But she meshed so well with my family, you know. So she doesn't have that. She's not the quality that's like same as my grandmother and them, but it's still she's that old school type of mentality, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Steven?
Well, I feel like my queen, my lady, my queen. She is like basically. I felt like I married the girl version of myself,
Oh, that's crazy.
Hmm.
which is nuts. Down
That's a
to
good.
earth, goofy, super goofy. You met my wife. You met my wife. Super
Yeah.
goofy, beautiful human being. She like her personality is my joy in the morning.
Hmm. Wow.
That's beautiful.
The way she makes me feel as a man is I, it's hard to describe because
That's good.
she
That's
she's she's basically like we do like the thing we do monthly check-in and she asks me how am I doing like 2 times a month she asks like not just on one aspect on all aspects of a man of what a man goes through like including my sickle cell. She asks me, "How are you feeling? Have you been going through pain? I don't want to bug you or ask you too much, but I want to check in with you, make sure you're okay." Because she's basically showing me what a wife is supposed to be doing.
that's awesome.
She she takes care of me like like the vow that you take when you're married through sickness and health, for rich or for poor. She embodies that to the T,
Yeah.
and I
That's
can't
that's
I can't thank her enough because she don't know how like with life's stress and trials and tribulations, she within a second all of that just talking to her within a second, that all evaporates. That all melts away off from me.
That's what's up, man. She sounds like a wonderful lady, man. Wonderful lady.
She is, yeah, yeah, yeah. We all married queens. We all married queens. I know Leroy has a queen. Um, and I'm partly responsible for bringing them together because I introduced them. Yeah,
Oh,
I introduced
oh,
me,
so you
me and
Cupid now?
yeah, me and a mutual friend is her friend, and she was telling her we was at the church. I had brought Leroy to church with me, and he was singing with me for a season.
Hmm.
We're doing our brother thing, and she came to the church, and she told my friend, she was like, "Who is that? He cute." And so my friend brought me out the door because we was in like a youth meeting thing, and she brought me outside. And she was like, "So my friend like your brother, and." Like she wanted to know if she can meet him, so I pulled him out to the side, and we kind of be like, "So this is that,
So
and
y'all,
that,
y'all
and that."
drew up the play. Y'all drew up the
Yeah,
play right quick.
yeah, so we always take credit for being like, we the reason y'all together, and I was able to go to his wedding. So and they had beautiful beach weddings. So to know that 2 kids later and 8 years later, 10 years later rather, that they're still doing this thing gives me hope. You know what I'm saying? And even Alonzo and my cousin, like, and my other two cousins, they're 20 years in, 20 something years in, well, past 20 years, and it just gives me hope to know that I got people that has been in this game for over a decade, you know, and over 2 decades, because it gives me hope to know that it's still possible, you
Yeah,
know,
Yeah.
and as we celebrate Mother's Day, and as we um, continue to live the lives of black men, and allowing, and still sharing the fact that black men matters, we just want to take this time out to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Even if you ain't our real mother, we just want to say happy Mother's Day once
happy
again
Mother's Day.
to
I want to
all
give
the
a shout out
mothers.
right quick. I want to give a
Go
shout out
ahead.
right quick. Deja Hannah, my sister. Love you. No, my nieces are my children. They get on my nerves. I love them. I still take care of them like they mine. The youngest one breathes. I basically raised her. I'm Uncle Daddy. Anyway, I
Daddy.
love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Gail, my sister-in-law. Love you to death. You are wonderful. My cousins, my aunties, all of you. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Lonzo, you got some shout outs? Oh, hold on. Someone went on. Do your audio again. You mute yourself? Unmute yourself. I think your mic died. What happened? Dang.
Yep, his mic done died.
Dang.
His mic
Take
done
five.
died. Take
Cut
Take
five.
off.
five.
Can
Okay,
you
there
hear
we
me?
go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Like it
good.
times out or something. That's weird.
Okay, you got some shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to all my family, man, my cousins and everybody, especially my sister Shanquila. She my nieces and nephews, man. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to Tammy Spencer. Big ups to her, man. Um, Too many other than name. I got so many, but all my family, man. My aunts, all my aunties, man. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. My auntie Monica, Auntie Sonia. Happy Mother's Day.
It
Oh,
timed
we
out
lost
again.
him. We lost him
It timed
again.
out
We
again.
lost him.
Out.
Nope. Yeah. There we go.
It's dying out. I gotta go grab the spare. So y'all keep the show going.
Listen. This is a clear indication that we need some money, and we need to get Alonzo some better equipment. Okay, we,
Help!
we need some
Help!
sponsorships. I need a better
Help!
mic. He need a new mic.
Help! Help!
We even need some lights. We need some
Help!
money, some sponsorships. Help!
Sponsor us! Sponsor us! We're up and coming. We're gonna be doing
Listen.
some good things. We're gonna
That's right.
have some benefit concerts and non-profits.
Some telethons. We're gonna sell some chicken dinners, some
You hear
rib
me?
dinners. Yes, you back. Okay.
So if you would please just donate to the show. Be
Please.
so kind. Hey, like I said, we still new people, so don't expect there's gonna be some hiccups sometimes. That's why
This is
I have
hilarious.
to.
Honorable mentions for me. All my aunties, all my cousins. I got to my cousin Fallon, who I have my goddaughter Deanna. Her birthday is this coming Friday. Yeah, this coming Friday, the 17th. And so she'll be 7 years old. So shout out to my goddaughter and happy Mother's Day to my cousin. Happy Mother's Day to all my cousins and my sisters. Well, my sisters-in-law, Simone and Nikki. Happy Mother's Day to my aunties, my cousin Kiara, my cousin Courtney, Brandy, Tiffany, Tutu, all y'all. Okay. It's a lot of people. I ain't got time to be remembering everybody.
Family.
You.
Full of women. Right? So happy Mother's Day again to our mothers. And rest in peace to our grandmothers. And life lives on and we live on through the legacy of them and we stand on their shoulders. And this has been the Black Men Matters podcast. Listen, I think next week we want to go live. I think that's what we want to do. We want to go live, give y'all a live experience. And so meet us next week as we delve deeper into this podcast thing. It's gonna get better every week, y'all. So just stick with us. If you got some topics you want us to talk about concerning Black Men Matters, give it to us, inbox us, shoot it to us, put it on the hip, do whatever you need to do. Just don't give us no BS. All right.
And if
So
you know somebody that knows somebody that wanna, invest, please
correct.
Hit us up.
So we ain't gotta do no chicken dinners. Huh?
Right.
Exactly.
No
Exactly.
GoFundMes. Huh?
Yep. So we have a YouTube channel, so like and subscribe,
Oh, listen. We definitely got that YouTube channel. And what they can do is they can go ahead and like and subscribe to Inclusive Entertainment. And sooner or later, we're going to separate and we're going to branch out to our own YouTube channel. That's just going to be Black Lives Matters YouTube channel. And that's up and coming. But right now, you can go to Inclusive Entertainment, like, share, and subscribe to get all things Black Lives Matter podcast. If you want to go on the Facebook page, you can go on my Facebook page, Darius Lamar Walden, but look for that blue check because that's the business page. And that's going to be everything inclusive and all things Black Lives Matter podcast. Until next week, this has been Lamar, Stephen, Alonzo, Leroy in his absence. We love y'all. Peace. Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.